New York's Slambovian Circus of Dreams has been coloring outside the lines of the Americana genre with their fantastic stories and performances since forming 20 years ago in the Hudson Valley of New York. Their Woodstock-tinged psychedelia has a hint of Southern rock, Celtic, and British folk combined with solid songwriting, a slice of Americana pie that is irresistible, all according to the Slambovian Circus of Dreams website. So, Josiah and Tink from the Slambovian Circus of Dreams, thank you for joining me today.
Yeah, you're very welcome, Mark. Thanks for having us.
Mark.
So, where is Slambovia? I'd love to visit.
It's kind of a mystical place like Brigadoon. It appears in different places and stays for a while and then vanishes. And as I often say, it's been moving upriver. It started in Hell's Kitchen where we started our family, and then it's been moving upriver. It stopped in some unsavory places that we thought were cool, and then it quickly vanished and moved further upriver. And we're in the Hudson Highlands right now, right across from West Point. It's
Yeah.
Storm King Mountains here. Pete Seeger lived right at the foot of Storm King. We see that right out our back door. So we came up here and got roped into the environmental movement with against our will. So that's right now where it is there. Yeah.
I love Pete Seeger and all he's done to help clean up the river there.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
He did amazing work. So we're just south of Beacon, which was really his hometown. And we do a lot of things there with the local sloop club. And we knew Pete.
Yeah, Pete was very helpful to us because we went and did a festival with him. I think it was the Strawberry Festival first, and he kind of roped us in by just telling everybody, people thought we were a folk band. I mean, if you hear our stuff, it's like pretty trippy. It's not exactly folk,
Yep.
although we've all got our roots in folk. But I mean, Pete kind of sanctioned us, and then we wound up being able to play folk festivals all over the place, and it was very helpful. He was very kind to us and advised us in many ways. So we're happy we moved to this neck of the woods.
But we also kind of faked him out a bit because for this band, I had picked up the accordion and I started playing it, even though I didn't know how to play at all. But that little cheap accordion opened the gateway to the whole folk.
It gave us folk credibility. People like, they got an accordion. They must be. And this is way before the bands that had folk. We're pretty old, so it was way before the folk bands had accordions.
So I would say that this the Slambovian Circus of Dreams, we kind of single-handedly provided this kind of like renaissance of the accordion, and because we started in the late 90s. And at this festival and a few of the shows around this time.
Her first accordion gig, she had just picked it up. She plays a million instruments in a punk way.
Yep.
She had just picked it up, and we were doing our very first in front of people gig. And Garth Hudson walks into the middle of the room and stands under a light so he can be seen. And before we hit our first note, she goes, "Oh my God, Garth Hudson just came in. And I've never played accordion before." So that was very, that accordion was magic for us. Brought Pete around, brought Garth Hudson around.
Yeah, but with the accordion, people thought they must be harmless. There's a small blonde with an accordion. Let them in. It's really cool. And Garth was one of our first fans. He supported us and told me lots of crazy jokes.
Accordion jokes.
Yeah,
After that was real. And Garth started showing up, we were an unknown band at the time. We were called Gandalf Murphy in the Slambovian Circus of Dreams to kind of shun the labels that kind of chasing us around. And Garth started showing up at the oddest small clubs and strapping her accordion on and jamming with us. We thought there's something magic going on, like people's antennas are picking this up. And so we continued with that name. We thought we were going to use that name for a short time, but we decided to keep it. It seemed to be bringing the right kind of people around. So
I'm not familiar with Garth.
Garth he's the keyboard
band.
player from the band.
Oh, okay. Yep.
The band, that guy with the big beard, crazy guy. He's awesome. He's so magical, such a good guy. So
cool story.
He's the last remaining living member of the band.
We just lost Robbie. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we always felt like since that first show and Garth showed up, we thought, wow, we feel like the ghosts are helping us. So
We're on to something,
we always kind of invite the ghosts to our shows too, because we feel like we have help from the other side with a lot of things, so we don't feel we're alone, you know.
And
That's
even though
cool.
we sound so hocus pocus, I mean, it's been the day job for 30 years, this thing. And we're
Wow.
both in the band. We raised a family, big family doing it. So somehow the fortunes wanted us to do this thing, even though we shunned the labels in the city. Made a lot of bad blood, shunning a lot of big presidents of companies and stuff in our last band that had one name, a small name, the Ancestors. We were everybody wanted to sign that thing. So
I
anyway,
admire you for doing something different and just being you.
yeah, we try. I mean, sometimes you wonder, were we arrogant? But no, it was like kind of paranoia. We were paranoid to sign with a major label. It kind of spooked us. So we
Yeah.
just kept staying away, but it really made us wander into this realm where we're meeting all these interesting people. And by that time, the band was beyond their label deal and everything. They were like living in Woodstock, and we were bumping into them, and people telling us we were doing the right thing. At times,
we were surfing the waves back then, because this is the mid 90s when the whole music industry was starting to implode, and we thought,
Hmm.
I feel like this is the Titanic. I feel there's an iceberg coming.
yeah.
We might need to not just jump ship, we need to make a little raft and then jump. So that's kind of what we did, and we
We jumped out of a
anticipated.
secure situation in New York with a lot of interest and even support people. They
Yeah.
supported us to be the first American band in China back in the day. We did a lot of big, crazy things that didn't have labels, but had people that wanted to be our sponsor to do these amazing unifying things, like with China. Being the first band in China, we played Shanghai when it had one hotel in it
Wow.
before they opened it up. And the week later, the guy who brought us over, they created a committee around him and they opened Shanghai, and then Shanghai became what it is. But when we were there, it was armed soldiers with guns and everything there. So we Forrest Gumped our way through a lot of very interesting situations, and here we are now, about to play the Black Bear Festival
Yeah. Have you
Yeah,
played each year that they've been? This is their 6th year, right?
Yeah, since the first one they had us play,
we haven't played everyone. The first year we didn't play. We played, but since the
oh, is that what
second,
it is?
yeah, since the second year we played, and it's really cool because I guess Ian Campbell, he was
Cool guy.
he saw us at another festival that's local, the Falcon Ridge Folk Festival, and then he just really liked us, and he felt it would be a good vibe and a natural fit to bring us to the Black Bear Festival. And now there's been the cross pollination of the two festivals, and so it's cool, and a lot of our fans from the one come to that.
Mhm.
And if you come to the Black Bear Festival at the nighttime show, you'll see the kind of like the descent of the immortal jellyfish. And these are our fans who come with these crazy umbrellas. They decorate
Yep.
with lights. It's a lot
That
of
started
fun.
at Falcon Ridge, the festival she mentioned. Ian first saw us.
Hmm.
I brought an umbrella on stage and danced like a mummer, like I'm from Philadelphia, did like a mummer dance. And then people started coming and doing that. And they became more and more elaborate till they're these amazing jellyfish looking things. And that really happens big time at Black Bear. That's really,
Yes.
really hard.
Yeah, and
I
they
noticed
have
that. I noticed that the last 2 years, and I wanted to ask you about those umbrellas, and they look very elaborate, like jellyfish. It's really
Yeah.
yeah,
cool.
And
yeah.
the cool thing is, if we just did a tour of the UK. We did like 9 shows in 10 days, and jellies show up. So people, they
They're
see it
copying
online and they
it.
copy it, and you go, "Oh man, this is incredible!" All of a sudden, people come dancing down the aisle with these things. So that was a really very cool thing to happen. So
You're touching on all the things I wanted to talk about.
oh, good.
Oh,
I
good.
noticed that you're very popular in the UK as well, and
Yeah, yeah.
it just I think your music just kind of naturally fits. It seems universal. It kind of covers so many genres, and it's just appealing to anybody. I think anybody can have a good time, especially live, listening to you live and watching everybody in the crowd dancing along.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? I mean, yeah, there's like a correlative base with more people than we ever thought it would have. It's just, people hear the name or see us. We wear like top hats and stuff pre-steampunk. People hire for steampunk festivals because they think we're a steampunk band, but we didn't even know what that meant. But I mean, there is something we're trying to embrace every realm and try to create like everything that we love we bring into the music rather than having to cater to a certain genre for a certain appeal. And then I think that it becomes like a universal thing because everybody thinks like that. They listen to it, really, they listen to a lot of music. So knock on wood, I mean, it really is. I mean, young kids get it, older boomers get it. So it's a really wonderful thing, especially like when we did that UK tour, we're playing in a lot of venues where no one ever saw us live. It's not like there's not even a fan base. Some DJ got a whim of us and the places will get packed and people like get it before the first verse is over and you go, wow, that's crazy, man. So yeah, thank God in the universe for that,
I think there is such a common language since the 60s. Like even on our way back from our latest trip, we were listening to a classic rewind or a classic vinyl.
On Sirius, yeah.
And there's a certain sweet spot that you go, yeah, all those things that just brings up feelings and it's universal. And you just remember like the people associated with the music. And I think for us and for our fans, they come to our shows and it's kind of like, oh, I remember what this feels like. It's kind of a tribal feeling with your fellow man. So that's the experience at shows. And I think for Black Bear, that they also are, there is a vibe there that is kind of tribal.
Yeah, and very broad in its fabric of styles.
Yeah, and with the other artists that are there too, it's a really cool vibe. It's very tribal friendly, the Black Bear Festival.
Yeah.
So and we're doing a special set on the Sunday. We're playing Saturday night. And then on the Sunday, we're being a little more adventurous. We're doing a set that we're calling The Ghosts of the Grand Ole Opry. And it was inspired by one of our recent tours out to Ohio. We turned on, I don't know, it was Outlaw Country or something on Sirius. And we're listening.
Playing the old stuff.
And we're going, oh my God, this is so cool. And now that we have RJ with us, who's like, he has long blonde hair, he plays a killer banjo. So now we have accordion, banjo, slide mandolin. We have all this cool stuff. And I said to this guy who grew up with playing country with his dad, I said, we have to revive the ghosts of the Grand Ole Opry because we went to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame also while we're in Cleveland and saw all this stuff. We thought, I think the ghosts are telling us they want to present themselves at Black Bear and at our Halloween show. So that's what's up.
I grew up, with the Hank Williams and all the Hank Snow and, Webb Pierce and all these different, like the real old things. My dad taught me that stuff just before the British invasion. I was like, I learned it as a kid. He would sing harmony with me and let me do the leads. That was really cool. So it's in there. Like when we pull that stuff out, I could just sing it in the band because the band's really accomplished players. I'm the least accomplished player, but I know all the songs. So that'll be a fun set on Sunday. I'm glad she wanted.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that.
Yeah.
So you're going to be there, Mark?
Yes, absolutely.
The past couple of years.
Fantastic.
We expected to see one of the Ramones when we met you.
Nope. I'm a cousin.
Are you? Yeah.
I love Joziah. You write most of the songs, correct? And you're the lead singer.
Yeah.
And Tink, I think your contributions help put kind of the finishing touches on the songs, especially with all the instruments that you add to it.
Yeah, that's really it. Because it's like I don't want to say the goose that lays the golden egg, because that doesn't sound very flattering. But
we'd be richer if I was like golden eggs.
But he just his heart kind of like calls out, and in these songs land in his voice. I don't know what it is.
A lot of ghost writers, I think, help me out.
And he writes these songs, and it's like I go, ooh, how can I dress the song up. I'm really a designer more than anything. I get a whole movie in my mind of how this song should sound and look. And that's really, I'm that. That's what I'm. But I need a good song, or I have nothing. I have to respond to. He's a genius. I got to say, he's a pain in the ass to live with, but he's brilliant, and he is really sweet when he's not in a prickly mood. But he's fantastic, and he's got such a great voice. It's like you hear his voice and you go, I know that voice. Who is it? But I know it. He's got that voice. It's like when you hear a Bono or a Bowie or a Dylan, there's some universal voice that isn't in all these great voices that speaks to the heart of man.
Well, thank you.
That's what I feel about him.
Thanks.
And I feel like that's also part of the band's magic is you have a voice that just touches somewhere that you just scratches that little itch in your heart when you hear him.
Wow.
The signature, yeah.
Yeah, I'm in love now. I never heard you say anything like that about me before.
And are you coming out with a new album pretty soon?
We're trying to figure out what's happening is, I'm about 16 albums out. In other words, I've got a whole bunch of stuff written. I'm like insanely prolific.
Mm-hmm.
Insanely, I'm writing music. I've got 3 or 4 musicals I'm writing right now. I did a couple musicals for Circle in the Square Theater, so it's not something that didn't happen. Like a Broadway theater for this New York school system. They brought in the whole all the kids from the New York school system for free could go to see these musicals I wrote with Ted Mann. So there were like 700 kids packing the theater every day for weeks. We didn't do a commercial run. It was just to give it to the kids. But
cool.
He wrote me into. He's like Pete Seeger's age. He wrote me. These older guys for some reason could grab a hold of me and then wrote me in and get me to do stuff I would be afraid to do. But with Ted Mann, I did these musicals, an Aesop musical, and a couple other more surreal, cool things. And so it's in there to do. But I mean, I've been asking myself, wow, what am I doing this for? But anyway, the answer, your question was, are we working on a new album? Yeah, I've got to find who I will do it with, in the band, because everybody's tied up with different things.
And they don't all live right around us.
Yeah,
when the band started, we all lived in the same town.
We all moved to Cold Spring.
So it was really easy to just kind of get in there and get it done. Now everyone's a little further apart. So right now we're talking to a friend of ours who's an engineer today. We're thinking we're going to start doing the basic tracking. And, we're going to chip away at it over the next 6 months and try and have it done by the end. We'll probably release at the end of next summer.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
cool.
too much information is we're trying to find the means of production instead of getting it done. We could get it done quick, grab somebody, but we're thinking, how do we set up something? Because we got to keep churning this stuff out regularly if I'm writing that much. So at this point in time, we're just standing on the ridge of life and saying, let's do this so by the time we drop dead, we've left a lot of gifts behind for people instead of just getting another album done. I mean,
Yep.
we definitely can do that, but we're going to find it,
Good.
and also spend a little bit more time in our community while we do it, because there's amazing people around here, but we're so on the road. We don't really spend much time here. You come back for a day or two and watch stupid TV.
Yeah.
Try to recover from being on the road. So with that, I mean, I'm giving you too much information, Mark, but that's what we're thinking. The next album's coming like that. So we'll have something done, relatively soon, before next year is over.
Take your time and do it right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the last album, because of the last album, which was released 2 years ago, that helped us kind of consolidate and get our studio. We're just trying to move everything to the next level, because even as everybody knows, even when you do things on your own and DIY, you still need friends. You still need other humans. Nobody can do anything on their own.
Yeah.
And so to us, relationships are our number one priority right now.
Yeah.
We're really trying to take care of our community.
Instead of the just go thing that we always did, which is fine. It's great. Get a lot of good gigs. The last time we were in England, we played for 20,000 people festival, and then and voted the best band, even though we're going, oh, that's cool. Great.
Awesome.
the next weekend was Fairport Conventions Festival. That was 30,000 people in front of us, and they
Wow.
gave us Fairport gave us an hour and a half on stage. We're like, what?
Wow.
And people freaked out. We had a merch line that lasted
For
for like,
3 hours.
yeah, Sharky filmed it how long it was. But anyway, I mean, so something wants us to keep going, so we keep, we keep doing it. But we're trying to find out how to make it, not just you see people once every couple of years. Hey, how you doing? Nice to see you.
That's why we're really happy to return to Black Bear.
Yeah,
Because-
it's a tradition that's
Because
happening.
it's a kind of a tradition, and also Ian and the people that run that are
They're
very
cool, man.
they're
Yeah.
very connected to the
Yeah.
community. And for us, we like to play places and at festivals that are more than just a surface thing. There's some real roots, there's some real community there,
Hmm.
and it's a place where people can come
Yeah.
and build something.
That festival has the best of local bands and the best of national bands. It's like that is a really cool thing. And there's a little pocket or vortex there that the quality of people that are even bands that are right from there are really, really high vibrational, cool people.
Hmm.
So there's something magic about that. I think that festival is going to become huge,
And
And-
everything you're saying is like everything I've been saying to people all the time is it's a very great festival for local artists as well as well-known artists. And
Yes,
when I
yes.
talk to the artists who go there, they always talk about hanging out with the other artists and networking and learning from each other, and it's got that family vibe to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because really it's a lot of wham bam thank you ma'am on the road. Like you meet everybody, but you only like give them a high five and you both take off for different parts of the country. This is,
Yeah.
yeah, it's very heartening to me, like I said. And even the fact that, everybody's trying to help everybody out. The sound crew there is fantastic, the lighting, the video crew, everybody, the people that do publicity for it. It's just a bunch of really wonderful people and they kind of, even though they're working locally, they're all thinking big. So you feel like there's no ceiling on this. This is like you can feel that the roots can go, like you're saying, really deep, and the branches can go really high. I think it's going to be a powerful festival for people.
It's got everything we want.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So are you going to be playing in this radio show? Are you going to be playing any of our music? Because you can talk about it, but until people hear it, they're not going to know what they're really in for. And we
Yeah,
don't want to surprise them.
I usually play a song before and after the interview. Yep.
Oh, cool.
Cool. And just to say, so we're celebrating the 25th anniversary of the release of our debut album, A Good Thief Tips His Hat. So we're going to be playing cuts from that, songs from that on the main stage Saturday night, along with our last album. But that I just wanted to make sure people knew that, because these are songs a lot of people never heard, because we didn't really start touring until after the first album, which was we started touring and really playing outside of our small circuit in
On the
2000.
Flapjacks album.
Yeah, like in 2004.
We hadn't even released it in the UK, the Good Thief album. That's why, and we were going to get an album done before we went to the UK, and then Tank said, "Let's release Good Thief because they haven't heard it." Luckily, our music's kind of non-linear. We went back and heard it, and we were like, "Wow, okay, let's do that." And songs that I wrote, like a song called "Radio" that had never been played on American radio. It's a love song for radio. I thought radio would like fly with it, but everything's been so confused. Everybody's been so confused. But they started playing it on a lot of BBC stations. So after 25, is that what it is? After 25 years, radio gets played on the radio. That was like, oh wow, that was really cool.
Yeah, so that album did really well in the UK this summer, and it continues to get a lot of radio play and fantastic reviews for this album that's 25 years old. It was voted the best reissue of 2024
in the
wow.
UK. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
So what are you gonna
Nice.
do?
So we'll be doing a bit of that.
Excellent. I'll definitely play one of those songs from that album then.
Yeah, good, Mark.
I'm running out of time. Do you want to play a quick game before we go?
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
It's called Lyrical Ponderings. I'll
Ooh.
give you a song title. The song title is in the form of a question. You can either tell me who sang the song or answer the question.
Okay.
Pick a number between 1 and 201.
9.
How deep is your love?
Oh, the Bee Gees, right?
Yep, 1977.
Was it 77? That's a good album, man. That's a good album.
Disco sucks.
That disco ruled. There was nobody not singing that album, man. That really, the Bee Gees, they brought such magic that they set that thing on fire, man. That album's
Yeah.
really,
Even
How can you
before the
not
disco,
dance?
yeah.
How
yeah.
can you not dance to, what is that song? Stay Alive. You know,
Yeah.
and actually, then we heard Marty Stewart. We were playing a Roots Festival, and we heard Marty Stewart do the bluegrass version of "Staying Alive."
Oh,
It's
wow.
insane. And he was a neighbor of, I guess, Barry Gibb. They became good friends, and so he started covering "Staying Alive."
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, Tink and Josiah, thank you so much. The Slambovian Circus of Dreams will be at the Black Bear Americana Music Festival. You'll be performing Saturday, October 12th, and also Sunday, October 13th.
Yes.
Definitely looking forward to see both performances.
Cool.
Thanks so
We'll try to
much.
do a good job for you, Mark.
I
Thanks for
appreciate
taking care of us, man. We
Thank you.
appreciate this.
Yeah, see you in a few weeks.
See you soon, man.
All right, take care.